Hello, this is Adolf. Welcome to the video lecture series on the course of Design of Steel Structure. This is lecture number 7 in the unit number 4, that is Design of Compression Member. First question. Design a principal rafter of a roof truss carrying a load of 200 kN in compression and having a center to center length of 236 meter between the joints. Design the end condition with welds. The thickness of gusset plate may be taken as 8 mm. So here we have to design a principal rafter. So in the roof truss, a principal rafter generally it consists of continuous double angle with gusset plate in between them. So in between we will have a gusset plate and both sides we will have a continuous double angle. So it is a continuous double angle. We know our effective length constant, we can assume 0.7 L to 1 L. We have to assume any one value from this. And we know sigma AC dash is equal to sigma AC. So what sigma AC we are finding out, it will be the same as the sigma AC dash. Solution. So in the question, P is given as 200 kilonewton and we have to assume sigma AC. This principal rafters are a heavy load carrying member in the roof truss. So we assume sigma AC as 110 kilonewton. 110 kilonewton. So our area of approx will be equal to load by sigma AC assumed. So it is 200 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 110. So we will get 1818 mm square. So this is for the overall area. So if you want to choose an angle section from the steel table, we need angle for the one angle. So sorry, area for the one angle. So area of single angle is equal to 1818 divided by 2, that is 909 mm square. So now we have to choose an angle which is greater than 909 mm square. So we are assuming ISA 100 by 65 by 6 mm angle. We are assuming it. Why? Because its area is 955 mm square. This area is 955 mm square. So from this steel table we can get other details also. RXS is equal to 31.8 mm, IY is equal to 32.4 into 10 to the power 4 mm power 4, CY is 14.7 mm and Cx is equal to 31.9 mm. You know, this is the, if it is a gusset plate, both angles so it is a gusset plate, so both angles will be connected in opposite direction. It will be connected in opposite direction. So we know if both angles are connected in the opposite direction, the x-axis, the x-axis axis of double angle coincide with x axis of single angle. So it is coincide. So we can take RXS value from the steel table, that is 31.8 mm. But whereas the YY angle, so YY axis of the double angle, YY axis of double angle. So this YY axis for double angle lies here, but for a single angle, it will lies somewhere here. So it angle will not coincide with YY axis of single angle. So we need to find the RYY value. So how we find the RYY value? RYY is equal to square root of IYY by A. So we have to find the IYY value. So IYY is equal to, we have two angles. So 2 into IY plus A1 dot H square. A1 dot H square. So if you substitute the values here, IY value is 32.4 into 10 to the power 4 plus 955. Here CY value is, H is equal to CY. This is the distance, CY distance, plus T by 2. T is the thickness of the gusset plate. So 8 by 2 whole square. So this value is 1315908 mm power 4. So this is our IYY value. Then RYY is equal to square root of IYY by A. That is equal to square root of 1315908 by 2 into 955. That is equal to 26.25 mm. So we have to find the R minimum. So R minimum is lesser of RXS and RYY. So we know RXS and RYY. The minimum is RYY value is the minimum value. So R minimum is equal to RYY, that is equal to 26.25 mm. This is the R minimum. Then we have to find the lambda. Lambda is effective length by R minimum. So for KL we have to assume between 0.7 to 1 L. So we are assuming 0.85 L. So that is equal to 0.85 into, what is the length given in the question? That is 2360 divided by R minimum 26.25. So if we calculate, this value will come around 76.19. So this is the lambda value. So lambda value is lies between 70 to 80. So we have to find sigma c by interpolation. So interpolation, if you take the table from the IS 800, we will get 112 minus 101 by 10 into 6 into 6.19. So value will be 105.19 megapascal or Newton per mm square. So we know for this continuous double angle or single angle, sigma AC dash will be equal to sigma AC. So we have to consider this sigma AC value for the load carrying capacity. So the load carrying capacity P is equal to sigma AC dash into area. That will be 105.19 into 2 into 955. It will be 2013 Newton or 201 kilonewton. This is higher than the 200 kilonewton. It is almost equal. So it will carry the maximum load of up to 201 kilonewton. So therefore our section is safe. It is okay. Now we have to go for a design of fillet weld. So the design of fillet weld, first we have to assume the size. So what is the minimum size we will assume? Here the minimum thickness is 6 mm. So S minimum will be 3 mm and X max will be, it is a round edge, so it will be 3 by 4 into thickness of the thinner connected member is 6 mm. So we will get 4.5 mm. So we are adopting size of the fillet weld is S is equal to 3 mm. So size we are assuming it as a 3 mm. So we assumed our size. Now we have to find the LW value. So how we can find the LW value? So LW value can be found by equating load and strength of the fillet weld. So here we have a double angle. So our load is 200 kilonewton. If we design fillet weld for one angle, then we can use that same design for the another angle. So here our load is divided by 2. So each angle will carry 100 kilonewton. And in the diagram, it clearly shows x1 value is lesser than the x2 value. So we have to calculate the x1 and x2 values. So we have a P. So if you equate 100 into 10 to the power 3 with this strength of the fillet weld, LW into TT into tau VF. So here only unknown is LW. 10 to the power 3 by 0.7 into 3 into 108. 108. So tau VF we usually assume it as a 108. So this value will be equal to 440.91. So we approximately say it as 450 mm. So this is our LW. So here x1 is less than x2. So we cannot take it by LW divided by 2 and we give x1 value plus x2 value. So here LW is x1 is lesser than, so we have to calculate each x1 and x2 value separately. So LW is, this one is x1 plus x2 is equal to 450 mm. 450 mm. So we have to find the x1 and x2 value. So how we are going to find the x1 and x2 value? So by we are going to take moment at top edge. So here we are going to take the moment. So we know this distance is 100 and we have 100 kilonewton. 100 kilonewton. So this will cause a clockwise and this will cause a anti-clockwise movement. So if you're taking moment at top angle, this one x1 will become as PFW x1 into 100 minus 100 kilonewton, we converted into Newton and to 31.9 is equal to 0. So P strength of the fillet weld is, that is the x1 is the length of the fillet weld into throat thickness into tau VF into 100 is equal to 100 into 10 to the power 3 into 31.9. So here only unknown is x1. So x1 is equal to 100 into 10 to the power 3 into 31.9 divided by 0.7 into 3 into 108 into 100. So the x1 value is 140.65. So we assume it as 145 mm. 145 mm. So now we have to find the x2. x2 is very easy. LW minus x1, that is 450 minus 145, that is equal to 305 mm. So we find the design of the fillet weld for one angle. One angle we find. So we can use this design for the fillet weld for the second angle also. We don't need to find separately for the second angle. So if you find the weld for the fillet weld for one angle, we can use that for the another angle also. So this is the solution for the problem. Thank you.